Yep.
David Hubbard.
He's got numerous properties.
Yep. There are a few.
We good?
Yeah, you're up.
All right. There must be a few. My computer's still thinking about it.
Holy cow.
All right.
Jason, take it away.
Let me pull up my packet on here. All right, so this is for a large number of parcels, as you can see. The first one is actually a 19-unit apartment complex over on McKinley, built back in 2000. When we took a look at that, with apartment buildings, one of the things we do is we are taking, primarily we want to see where are they in relation to what other apartment buildings are selling for per unit, and where is the equity amongst other similar properties. When we looked at this one, the subject property is coming in at $59,000 per unit. We took a look at 5 other properties. 3 of them were sales. 2 of them were just other properties that were similar in makeup. When we looked at the 3 sales, the rates per unit that they sold for during the time frame is $112,000 a unit, $91,000, and $83,000 a unit. When we looked at a property that was very similar in age and size, on my packet, that is the bottom line, the parcel ending in 32101. It's only a year older and has 1 less unit. It's assessed at $99,000 a unit. So with multifamily properties, from what we've seen recently in sales, if it's not a new building, $100,000 to $120,000 is about the average rate per unit that we're seeing. So with the subject property increasing in value for 2022, it went up approximately $123,000. But it is still at $59,000 a unit, which was the lowest of all the ones we looked at. So when this parcel is converted for 2023, it's likely to experience another increase. So our recommendation on that property would be that we uphold the value.
And that's one at 445 McKinley.
Yes.
What's the parcel number on that one?
That one is RPRPCPP 061802.
Mr. Chair, I make a motion that we uphold the assessor's value on that property.
There's a motion on the floor. Any further discussion? Any other motions? All in favor?
Aye.
So just a quick question on that. Did you use a cap rate then on doing that? On that?
No,
rate?
we
You
just
used
took
income- you
a
just
per
used
unit
sales-
comparison with the
Okay.
sales.
All right.
Which one's next?
Let's see, just in the packet. I was going through the,
The one ending in
Yeah,
1803?
yes, 1803. So it would be the one located at 449 McKinley Avenue.
And this one is it sits on its own parcel. It's a triplex. Functionally from the street, I think it'd be easy to assume that it is part of that larger complex that we just discussed. With a lot of these, we didn't have any specific concerns from the appellant that we were able to, to address. So we just took a look to see if we felt that they were being equitably assessed.
Is this triplex, is this a side-by-side unit, or is it 2 up, 1 down, or 2 down?
This is 2 down, 1 up.
2 down, 1 up. Are you valuing grade based upon, so like we went the last one, it was $159,000 a unit?
59,000.
Or 59,000 a unit, sorry. So are you basing that the same? Is there a difference in above grade or below grade?
If we were,
Because rents are typically done that way. There's a
Yes.
differentiation in rents.
so on this particular one where you've got your at grade and above grade, we didn't have any rent data to show
Okay.
where they're coming in at.
Okay. I don't really have a triplex for 313.
Seems exceedingly reasonable.
Yep.
Mr. Chair, on parcel RPCPP RP061803. I make a motion that we uphold the assessed value.
There's a motion on the floor. Any further discussion or any other motions? All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, the next one, this is the one at 485 Sunup. It's parcel RPRPCI 2001000.
There is a contiguous parcel on that, the one ending in, or it's RPRPCRS 002801. That's functionally an extension of their property that's just outside of
Okay, so
the subdivision.
And that one is currently assessed at a total of 558,000.
I believe that is correct.
Okay. All right, go ahead and,
That one was, it's a residential home, and a lot of the rest of these in here are single-family homes. And when we took a look in there, I believe the parcel ending in 2801 is the pool house with additional living space. And when we took a look at all of the indicators on there, it certainly looked like they were equitably assessed.
so in the pool house, I believe we've seen these parcels before. That pool house is on its own separate lot.
Mm-hmm.
And it can be severed and sold as in a separate individual living quarters, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I don't,
Okay. Mr. Chair, on parcel RPRPCI 2001000, make a motion that we uphold the assessed value.
motion on the floor. Do you want to include the other parcel, or do you want
Is
to do
that
that
the ending
separate?
in
That's the pool.
2801?
Yeah, or the, excuse me, that's the, yeah, I believe so.
Okay. And then on parcel RPRPCRS 002801, we uphold the assessor's value on that as well.
There's a motion on the floor. Is there further discussion or any of the motion? All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Flavor, wow, we're flavoring it now.
Flavor Flav.
Yeah. All right, next parcel is 1268 Swisher. Let me make sure, yep, that's the one that I had. It's parcel ending in 1400.
And there are 6 of those kind of twin home townhouse style on Swisher.
On Swisher.
Yeah.
Is there, and I see nothing that the appellant has presented then for those 6.
Yeah, and when we looked across all of those homes on that street, they all looked like they were equitably assessed with each other. And there's been a few recent sales on that
But
showed we're in line.
Okay, so which,
I would take all 6 of them then. if
yeah,
you're-
so which are they? So, Jason, if you'll read those off.
Yeah. RPRPSHI 000300, 400, 900, 1000, 1300, and 1400.
Mr. Chair, I make a motion that we uphold the assessed value on the parcels as indicated.
There's a motion on the floor. All in favor? Okay,
Is that it?
that should be,
There are 4 other properties.
okay,
so-
yeah, I see him now. One on Brookstone, Le Montoya.
There's 3 on.
Okay, if you want to take those
Montoya.
3, let's talk those 3.
Yeah, so again, the 4 remaining parcels, the 3 on La Montaña Strada and the 1 on Brookstone, are all single-family homes. When we took a look at sales in the immediate vicinities, with the La Montaña Strada, there were sales directly on that street. And when we looked at every indicator, it appeared that everything was equitably assessed, and not only with the neighbors, but within what we're seeing in the sales market.
Okay.
Give me the parcel numbers. They're all broken.
Do you want all 4?
Yes, please.
RPRPHVS 002500, RPRPHD1 001600, RPRPHD1 001700, and RPRCBS 600100.
Mr. Chair, I make a motion that we uphold the assessed value on the parcels that were indicated.
There is a motion on the floor. Any further discussion or any of the motions? All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, that should end that discussion. the next one we
Next
have.
one is Chorus of Chubbuck?
Grace.
Grace of
Grace
Chubbuck.
Chubbuck. Grace of Chubbuck. Okay, so we go from an assessed value of 10,346,000 to taxpayer says it's worth 4.5. 2021 profit and loss operating statement for the subject property does not support subject generator assessed value of new facilities in lease up phase. Okay, what is this? 440 New Day Parkway. All right, Jason, if you want to give us a rundown on this for a second.
Yeah, so this was an interesting property. Initially, when we were contacted by the appellant, I believe their primary concern was actually their assessed value for the occupancy that came out for last year.
Mm-hmm.
And so, we explained that we've kind of passed the window for how we can address that. So we looked forward to the 2022 assessed value. One of the appellant's concerns was that they had not achieved a full lease-up rate, and they said that 85% is where they consider it leased up and stabilized. And the information they submitted to us showed that they were at approximately 86% lease-up with, I believe, more than half of the remaining ones with a current deposit to be leased. The appellant cited inflationary costs have risen, and we agree, but they've also risen for every property owner in the county. We were unable to find any reason to single this property out on how they may have been impacted by inflation in an adverse way in comparison to everyone else. One of the appellant's other concerns was the increase in land value for 2022. And it was a very large increase. It was almost $500,000. And the reason for that is previously this land had been initially assessed as residential land. When we put them on for the occupancy roll, we're not able to reclassify the land since nothing changed on the land itself. It was just the improvement. So for the 2022 assessment year, we converted that over to commercial land, which caused the increase. And,
So just a question on these units like this. Are they assigned no value if they're not occupied?
No, we value just the whole building as it is. We do record, with any sort of assisted living, we record the number of units so that we can make those comparisons on a per unit rate. When the appellant provided us the profit and loss statement, usually there's some back and forth there and some discussions about what is allowable, what is not allowable, and the expenses. And we came up with some pretty vastly different numbers. And using their cap rates with what we felt were allowable expenses, the ranges using their cap rates were anywhere from, I believe, $11.5 million up to $14 million. And so we didn't find cause to give that any additional weighting, as it would have driven the price up even higher.
What was their cap rate that they were using?
There were about 3 different cap rates that we were given from them, ranging, I believe there was one at 6 1/4, 7 1/4, and then another around 8. And the spreadsheets we provided, different sections of the spreadsheets had different cap rates.
Okay. Going through the other part, just as discussion with the board, and the assessor's office opinion table, when you discuss Quinn Meadows, Copper Summit, and Cottonwood Cove, I mean, I have a problem when you start talking about that their value of $4.5 million and the facility that they built, what's going on there. While I understand that they're not at leasing rate, your cap rate is based upon the amount of risk that you're willing to take.
Right.
And so if the occupancy was not going to rent as fast, your cap rate would be higher. And so it would actually drive a higher value in your property, because it would be, you're going to pay more money on what you're borrowing. I don't really have I don't know how you would justify dropping it lower than the others. I mean, I don't see how it
Yeah, there's no way I would drop it down.
Not with,
like they're asking.
not with, they would have to have a lot more, I mean, especially their $4.5 million request would put them less than a facility that was built 38 years ago. I don't,
Yeah. So is reality somewhere in between, or is reality where Jason's at?
I think there's always three sides to the truth, your side, their side, and the truth. I hate to say that, but that's basically, I think Jason's done a very good job of showing this. I think you could probably make an argument, well, does it need to be between a Quinn Meadows and the Grace at Chevick price, which was 100 to 121, or should it be to Copper Summit, which is at 169 a foot, and the valuation is somewhere between the 121 and 169.
See, I was kind of leaning towards that Copper Summit one.
And so that's why I say I think the 10,346,000. I think that's a without. They just built it. Did they provide you the cost to construct?
No.
So the easiest way to show your costs right now is cost to construct.
And they did, in their packet, they did provide their insurance provider's estimate of reconstruction cost new, which was very close to ours, but we don't know what date it was and if it's been adjusted for the current
So
market.
that's my issue, is they actually had cost to construct contract. They should have provided a cost to construct, because that facility was completed halfway through last year's assessment cycle. I mean, that's a cost to construct. That's your easiest and best way to tell you what the true cost of that's your argument.
And we're looking at the value on January 1, so.
And I mean, you're 6 months out, and I wouldn't even have time adjusted it. I was just taking whatever it was. But I have a feeling why they didn't do that. So I don't show under state statute cause to be written.
Mr. Chair, on parcel RPRCNC 1000100, that we uphold the assessed value.
There is a motion on the floor. Is there further motions or any other discussion on the motion? All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Do we have,
The next one was Doug Brown.
how many of them are there on that parcel?
Just one.
Okay,
Okay.
let's do that one then.
We can get to that
We'll
one.
get that one, try and get it knocked out before.
We had a discussion with the appellant, and I sent them a revised number. I never heard back, so
What is that revised number that
let
you-
me pull that up. They had some interesting concerns on that property. When you look at the parking lot from Google Maps, you can actually see, they talked about how they have a sinking parking lot. They had somebody come out and actually punch a hole through it. And what they found is there was a demolished home that had simply been pushed in
Yep.
and then covered over.
They didn't
So
compact it.
when you look at the parking lot, you can actually see the footprint of where that home sat, because they have to keep
Filling.
addressing that every few years.
Okay, if you have a recommendation?
Yes.
He's got 3 or 4 parcels in here.
Yeah, it's one property with a,
I believe he only put the one property, but I listed all the properties that are part of the.
okay.
And on his parcel, after we made some changes and adjustments in there, it lowered the assessed value from 471,852 down to 358,994.
Would you give those parcels, please?
Yes.
And is that the only one that you're adjusting?
Yes, the others are just a land value.
Okay. That's the one ending in 5900.
It is the parcel ending in 5900 that has the improvement.
Mr. Chair, on parcel RPVIC 005900, I make a motion that we adjust it to the assessor's recommended value of $358,994.
There's a motion on the floor. Is there further discussion or any other motions? All in favor?
Aye.
All right. We got 4 minutes. Let's just hold there then on admins.
I misspoke on that. They actually did include the other 2 parcel numbers on that appeal.
Okay.
Those were the ones that were
But
just
those are the
slammed.
values that were done. Okay.
So,
If the change in the value is that, we would have to go back and make a motion on those other 2 parcels because they were put in the appeal to
to uphold them.
uphold or change.
On parcel RPVIC 005700, And parcel RPRPVIC 005800, I make a motion that we uphold the assessed value.
Okay, there's a motion on the floor. Any other discussion or any other motions? All in favor?
Aye.
All right, I'll go ahead and hold us there at recess on the admins for 3 minutes and